Ramsey in a second, but first, high school football in Michigan East. Grand Rapids receiver Jack Mundell diving catch on a deflected pass for a 19-yard touchdown. Over the course of the morning, you guys have broken down game, down in distance,
so we now got everything.
Scenario.
Down 2 scores, less than 5 minutes left, but he bails the quarterback out here because this is second down. And he's throwing into quintuple coverage, and the receiver comes down with it.
Yeah, the dumb defensive back goes up with one hand and tips the ball up in the air. Had a little double move on the top, safety out of position.
Do the defenders at least get smarter once they get to the collegiate or professional level, or just dumb?
I'll explain it to you.
Okay, got it.
Little Division II football here. Texas A&M Commerce versus Western Oregon. Chance Cooper staying locked in to catch the touchdown off the deflection.
Well, this is great. We teach the quarterbacks, man, if you can't see me, throw it right at the back of his helmet. A little bit above his helmet, he goes up and plucks it right off and stays on his feet.
And the quarterback's getting hit while delivering this pass as well. That is a great play all around. Quarterback getting wrapped up right there.
Yeah, ain't no pass protection at that level, bro.
Man. I almost ran into the lemonade stand in the back.
Finally, FCS Division North Dakota State versus Delaware. Chichi Amici with a diving touchdown catch for the Blue Hens.
We got 2 starting quarterbacks in the league right now representing these 2 schools. North Dakota State, Carson Wentz. Delaware Blue Hens, Joe Flacco.
Yep.
Oh, 1 knee. How many feet's that, see?
Come on, it's like 8 feet, man.
Yep, that counts in pro football, too.
And that counts in any league. One thigh. Drag your thigh.
I like that field they got in Delaware, man.
Yeah, Rich Gannon, former home, Rich Gannon, Blue Hen. Yeah, Flacco transferred there after sitting the bench at Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's what happened.
Ooh, that's a great play. Good jerseys, too. I like that whole aesthetic.
We're drawing a blank?
Yeah, let's
dab it.
No, we're just drawing a blank, Jenna.
Okay.
Jenna, come on.
Jalen Ramsey has requested a trade, but will be active for Thursday Night Football and likely shipped to a new city after the game. CC, the best landing spot for Jalen is blank.
He's communicated a couple spots he'd love to go to. Love to go back home, play with the Titans.
Tennessee.
He's from Nashville. And the Oakland Raiders. I believe Oakland with Gruden, that AFC West, the passing attack, Patty Mahomes and them, he's going to need some guys to keep up with Tyreek Hill. I guarantee you Kansas City don't want to see him going to Oakland. So Jalen in Vegas with Gruden. Sounds like a winner to me.
There's a reason there have been so many reports tying Jalen to the Chiefs. They're obviously in win-now mode. It is their single biggest position of need. Bashaud Breeland right now is the best corner on their roster. And Andy Reid, unlike Gruden, has a very good history of dealing with what I would call, let's say, high-strung, maybe high-maintenance players. So for all those reasons, the best fit is the Chiefs.
Gruden just took Vontaze Burfict, Richie Incognito.
Yeah, well, he'll take him on, whether or not he's successful with Richie Incognito.
Those guys, man, Richie's going to do well. Vontaze Burfict is leading the defense, the captain of the defense, a captain.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I'm going to say Andy Reid and his track record and the Chiefs as the best fit.
Don't forget T.O. now. Don't forget T.O. and Andy.
Yeah, well, it worked until it didn't. They got to a Super Bowl, and then it was push-ups in the driveway. You out of here.
Yeah. Daniel Jones will make his first career start against the Bucs Sunday, but Tampa's head coach, Bruce Arians, thinks the game plan against the Giants is simple, saying, for us, it's trying to stop Saquon. Easier said than done. Nick, the running back, hardest to game plan for is blank.
Right now, this moment, I'm going to say Zeke, because you cannot simply game plan to stop it. With the way Dak has played and the way that offense has opened up, you can't just do what you would have done last year, which is we stop Zeke, we win. You have to account for the passing attack as well. Zeke, obviously, either the best or the second best pure runner in the NFL. So that plus the diversity of the offense, I'm going to say Ezekiel.
Typically, you would think that Christian McCaffrey there in Carolina or Kamara there in New Orleans, they would be more difficult because they're better receivers. But I'm going to go with Barkley because they're not going to run him. That's difficult right there. You got the best runner that we have in the game. And Barkley, they're not even going to run him, so the offense coordinator can't find him. So how the defense going to be able to find him? Ketta and all Giants fans like, where'd Barkley go? He's out there. They're not going to give him the ball. Giants coaches are crazy.
29 carries through 2 games. You would have thought he might be getting 29 carries a game so far this season.
On to the Eagles now. Doug Peterson says Carson Wentz is fine despite getting roughed up on Sunday night, but Philly's so riddled with injuries that Peterson actually canceled padded practice yesterday, opting instead for a walkthrough. Chris, the Eagles' injury that concerns you most is blank.
Deshaun Jackson. This is the deepest roster, but they can't replace his speed, his overall experience, and the fear that he puts into the defense. They lose the defensive lineman, they got a replacement. They lose the offensive lineman, they got a replacement. So they can't lose D-Jack and/or their quarterback. So I'm going to go with D-Jack.
And I'm going to go with the and/or in that their quarterback. I know Wentz isn't listed on the injury report, but we saw him get lit up on Sunday Night Football. When we were talking about how deep they were, we were saying they're deeper this year than last year in every spot except for the quarterback, where Nick Foles is no longer there. Carson Wentz already getting hit way too much. Carson Wentz, the only player on the team. They cannot afford to miss a single game, so I say Carson.
I didn't even know the quarterback was in play. Like, typically, of course, but I mean.
Well, because he got a slight.
You guys got to start briefing me on this.
That's exactly what we do. On to Odell Beckham Jr., a scout who has watched OBJ since college, says he is the best pure athlete in the history of the NFL.
Wow.
Maybe in the history of sports
history.
CC, we'll let you decide. The best pure athlete of all time is blank.
Right. There was a guy from Ohio State who did run in front of Hitler, named Jesse Owens. So just the best all time. There was a guy from Ohio who did do that. All right. World's fastest human in the National Football League. The best that I've seen, and this is difficult because Mel Blount, a 6'4", 6'5" corner, Jim Brown, All-American at lacrosse, at Syracuse, and what he did in the NFL. Deion Sanders, man. Deion Sanders, to me, the fastest, athletic, can slam dunk a basketball, two-hand, backhand. We saw what he did in Major League Baseball. Man, played football game and baseball on the same day. He'd be a Baseball Hall of Famer if he had played full-time baseball. Deion Sanders, man. Let me take my hat off and put some respect on Odell Beckham. Like, stop, man. I mean, like, stop.
You mentioned two of the guys I was thinking of. Mel Blount is the gentleman who was wearing the cowboy hat who I met at the Super Bowl, correct?
Yes.
With the biggest hands I've ever seen in my life. Looked like a giant middle linebackers playing corner. But I'm going to go with the other guy you mentioned. The only human being to be in consideration for the greatest ever at two totally different sports. Syracuse's own Jim Brown. They had to change the rules of lacrosse because Jim Brown was so utterly dominant. Then he goes to the NFL, wins the MVP his first and second year playing pro football. He might be the greatest football player ever. He is the greatest lacrosse player ever. Jim Brown, as far as proving it in multiple sports, I'm going to go with him.
So it's not Odell.
What? No, Odell's a great athlete. I don't even know if he's the best athlete on his own team.
No, right? Myles Garrett's a better athlete than him. Oh, this guy, you talking about exaggeration. Goodness gracious.
Coming up, the Cowboys just gave up on a former first-round pick. That's next. This is First Things First.
Guy's a pro in two sports. Prime time. Stop, man.